The night was pitch black, and a thick fog hung low over the winding road that cut through the dense forest. James had heard the legends of the Phantom Hitchhiker for years, but he never believed in such tales. Tonight, however, would change everything. James had been driving home from a late-night party, the taste of alcohol still fresh on his lips. He knew he shouldn't have been driving under the influence, but his friends had assured him he was fine. As he navigated the twisting road, he couldn't shake the feeling that something was watching him. The headlights of his car cut through the fog, revealing twisted, gnarled trees that loomed like ancient sentinels, their branches reaching out like skeletal fingers. The darkness seemed to press in around him, suffocating and oppressive. As James rounded a sharp bend in the road, he saw her. A young woman standing at the side of the road, her pale face illuminated by the glow of his headlights. She wore a tattered dress and had long, jet-black hair that flowed like a waterfall down her back. Her eyes, though shadowed, seemed to pierce into his soul. Instinctively, James slammed on the brakes, his heart racing as he skidded to a stop. What was a young woman doing out here in the middle of nowhere at this hour? Concern for her safety overcame his initial fear. "Are you okay?" he called out as he rolled down the window. The woman turned to him, her eyes locked onto his. Her voice was soft, almost a whisper, as she replied, "I need a ride." Relief washed over James as he unlocked the passenger door and motioned for her to get in. "Hop in. It's not safe out here." Without a word, she slid into the front seat, and the car lurched forward as James accelerated. The silence in the car was unnerving, the only sound the soft hum of the engine and the occasional rustle of leaves outside. After a few minutes, James decided to break the silence. "What's your name?" he asked, trying to make small talk. She turned to him, her eyes never leaving his. "My name is Sarah." As they continued down the winding road, James couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. He glanced at Sarah, who sat in the passenger seat, her gaze still fixed on him. Her skin seemed paler, almost translucent, and her eyes had an otherworldly gleam to them. A chill ran down James's spine, and he couldn't explain why, but he suddenly felt a deep sense of unease. He tried to focus on the road, but it seemed to stretch on forever, the fog growing thicker, the darkness deeper. "Where are you headed, Sarah?" James asked, his voice trembling. She turned to him, her lips curling into a sinister smile. "I'm going where you're going, James." The hairs on the back of his neck stood on end, and he felt a surge of panic. He slammed on the brakes, bringing the car to a screeching halt. Without another word, he flung open the door and bolted from the car, his heart pounding in his chest. As he stumbled into the forest, he dared not look back. He could hear the soft, eerie laughter of Sarah echoing through the trees, growing fainter with each step he took. James never saw Sarah again, but the terror of that night haunted him for the rest of his life. He learned too late that the Phantom Hitchhiker was no mere legend. Some say she's a vengeful spirit, doomed to wander the dark roads forever, luring unsuspecting travelers to their doom. And if you ever find yourself on a desolate road late at night, and you see a pale, dark-haired woman standing by the side of the road, do yourself a favor, keep driving, for it may just be Sarah, the Phantom Hitchhiker, looking for her next victim. Thank you so much for joining us today. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And be sure to ring that notification bell so you never miss an update from our channel. If you'd like to see more content like this, feel free to check out some of our other videos right here. And if you have any questions, comments, or ideas for future videos, please leave them in the comments section below. We love hearing from you. Thanks again for being part of our community. We'll see you in the next video. Until then, stay curious, stay connected, and keep exploring.